Louisiana Beer Reviews Special Edition Yonder Hefeweizen Revisited. Okay, Yonder Hefe is brewed by Tin Roof Brewing. I did it last year, a year and a month ago. It was really bad. I gave it a poor score. Okay, Raised the Roof. This was brewed apparently on February 23rd, 2016. There's only one other written review and it's unfavorable. There are no video reviews aside from the one I did last year. I bought this, can't remember, somewhere around here. You may never see it. Now I'm giving it an aggressive pour. Last year it had no head hardly, and no lacing. The head died right away. It just, everything was wrong about this item. Now the refrigerator's running and you better go catch it. It's running and that's making a little background noise. It's about 7 minutes to 6 a.m. so it's 5:53 a.m. The sun is coming up. I hear the birds. Okay, the main line beer they have is Tin Roof Blonde, and there's a red can. Oops. And they make some other stuff. When they originally started a few years ago, maybe it was 2011 or something, they were supposed to be in conjunction with Louisiana State University in Baton Rouge and their new Department of Fermentation Science, and they were going to train students in the brewing sciences. And then there was some of these do-gooder groups saying, oh no, Louisiana State University is encouraging alcoholism. And so finally under community pressure, well I should say activist pressure, most people in the community were favorable towards it or indifferent to it. They dropped it, and so this beer was supposed to be LSU Tiger beer, and they redid it as Tin Roof Blonde, but you can see they still had the school colors, purple and gold, sports gold, which is yellow. Okay, already prayed. I have some 2 medium eggs, bacon, onions cut up here, and some extra sharp cheddar cheese in the mix on top of the white hominy grits. Take the cap off. I was reading the newspaper. Like I said, it's still 5:50 something a.m., not 6 a.m. Got this lined up to try the dry sherry. Haven't never had it. Never had it. Reese Jr., you were telling me about Jack's from Jacksonville, Florida. Here's the one from New Orleans. Haven't seen it on the market since 1996. The brewery closed in 1974. I do remember going down there to the French Quarter to Jackson Square, Jack's Beer, Jackson Brewing Company, when the brewery was still running. Okay. Now the website doesn't even really feature this beer, this Hefe. They talking about their regular beers, and then there was a section called Lagniappe, which gave a description of the beer, and they talk about faint bubblegum, coriander, banana, really no hop presence, which would be right for a Hefeweizen. Okay, it's gold. The head is dying away. There are some pretty fierce bubbles. Well, not fierce, but pretty noticeable, I should say, because they're making their way up, but they're not racing up like some Hefeweizens. But noticeable bubbles. Should have saved. Yeah, I think there is a little something down in there. Well, I don't know if cans are necessarily the best thing for the swish and pour, but you can see that there was sediment. Okay. Yeah, there's some grayish stuff at the top. You can see it's like 2 levels now. opaque, or you might be able to see the lighting's not so good since it's still not quite daylight. Opaque and milky, and then clear. Okay. Maybe a little coriander, a little spiced white bread, banana bubblegum, perhaps. Does smell like a wheat beer, a white wheat bread. Think of, that's a brand, white wheat bread from Flowers Bakery. You may have bought it before. Can't let the coffee get too cool. Okay, so this time it doesn't look as odd as last year, and it smells more appropriate. Oh, so maybe they watched my video. Or maybe on their own they just realized it needed some work. And they might have read the 2 written reviews on Beer Advocate. They didn't have a page yet for Rapia, now they do. I'm going to write a review today on there. Has a little spice, a little bread, white bread. Well, it's a wheat beer. But that spice tingle is interesting, a little white pepper type thing, perhaps, maybe, possibly, could be, it is. And like they're saying on the website, a shade of gum, a shade of banana. Bitterness, oh good. The bitterness is very low. I guess the IBUs are probably around 10, maybe 12. And the mouthfeel is medium, a little fluffy. White beer, wheat beers tend to be that way. Hefeweizen means yeasty wheat beer, okay? Hefe yeast, so it's got the living yeast in it. There are some that are filtered and don't have that. A little tap water, not too much. Some of these wheat beers are like overriding with tap water. The finish is on the dry side. I think on the Cyclops scale it's probably 3 out of 5 sugar cubes. It's rather sweet. At the most 1 out of 5 hop cones, but maybe even half a hop cone. So bitterness, no. People oftentimes will say, what's a good food pairing with beers? Wheat beers tend to me, they tend not to pair well with food because they have that strong banana and coriander and it overrides the food, it interferes with the taste of the food. This beer is more mellow and I don't think it's going to affect, it's not affecting this. I guess a white lager would pair better. That's kind of more like the ultimate pairing beer, food pairing beer, but it's going well. And since it's just almost 6 a.m. maybe, it is 6 a.m. now, maybe coffee would go better, you know, with breakfast. Now my friend Cartwright in New Orleans, he'll say, oh no, a Bloody Mary is what you drink with breakfast. I can hear him now. I'm drinking a Bloody Mary. It's 5 a.m. We at the Ruby Slipper. Alright, anyway, yeah, so this is going very well. I'm very pleased today. relative compared to last year. I mean, is it the greatest wheat beer? It's not even close. It's okay. But it's much improved. I would go even into the B range. I would say it's a good wheat beer. So last year a catastrophe, this year it's good. They're not giving it a lot of attention anyway, so, and then anyway, and beyond that, you're never going to see it. I just happened to run across it twice, so it's out there, but I think the distribution of Tin Roof is pretty good around the country, but not this Yonder. So, if you ever see it out yonder, now I would say check it out, but don't go run to get it. And the price will be alright. So laissez-les, Baton Relais. This time, revisit a good beer. The breakfast is going very well, and y'all come on down to New Orleans.